Near glimpses nearby.
But the real music.
Even you cannot revive it. Just like this poor chandelier.
Have gnawed my tail. I can no longer swim to the far seas. Electra! The black sludge has soaked my fins. I can't dance with you anymore.
Don't give up. Remember the Queen's promise of a feast in the city called Styxia.
I haven't forgotten. It visits me in dreams every night.
I dreamed of a shining city, its lights piercing the deep gloom of the seabed.
I dreamed of children placing garlands on our bone horns. And poets praising the sea sirens for shielding the world.
But what a shame. We can go no further. Please, sing to the humans for us. Sing of the deep sea's legend in our place.
The sea sirens were tainted by the destruction. Their flesh rotted away. They became the black tide creatures of this cycle.
Farewell, sisters. I'll finish this last task, then return.
And so, only one sea siren remained among the sea floor. High seamans, swimming alone to the seas, burying her kin, and searching for the fragments of the chalice of plenty. Though most of that journey was in vain, why not use the power of time to leap ahead toward the journey's end?
To reach the spirit basin, I'll need to call upon the power of the chrono vessel. Huh.
want this?
The Chalice of Plenty is whole again. The Lance of Fury emerges from the River of Souls, and the gods reclaim their duty to hold back the Black Tide. I am freed from endless toil, and now walk toward the rites at Styxia. I bore my sister's dreams upon my back, took on a graceful human form, and hoped to find a grand celebration on the shore. My fins became legs, my scales became skin, and the sea foam on my body became a shimmering gown. But when I stepped onto land, there were no festivals with honey brew, nor poets plucking harps. Only silent death, drifting gently along the River of Souls.
When she fulfilled her wish, she only found Styxia to have already repeated the mistakes of previous cycles, and was swallowed by death. Hopes and promises are nothing but the foam of dreams.
I am a sea siren, a vessel born to contain the tides. Now that my task is done, and the promise is broken, how am I to go on in a world drowned in shadow? Fagusa, my noble queen. She evaded my questions with drunken stupor. She told me a grand feast awaited me in the surface world. So I wandered lost, groping through the dark. The feast she spoke of. Where is it?
Lonely Blade, I shall grant you everything you seek.
After wandering the surface for ages, the lost sea siren met her future conspirator.
You quelled the wars alone and forced strife into retreat. This swordfish that commands thousands of legions, whom does she serve?
Yes, Ceredra, long before she became the Imperator, was already burning with ambition.
Sovereign who follows prophecy. I am no one's sword. I am just a wandering fish, seeking clarity through bloodshed.
Then how about letting the sword dance for me? And letting the violin sing in my name? Tell me, what is it you seek?
All I want is a feast where I might belong.
Such a demand is trivial with the Sovereign's authority. I'll grant you a banquet worthy of conquest and comrades to toast beside you. At night, you must offer me your heart.
My heart?
Yes, a loyal heart that will generate no betrayal. You were deceived by gods and drowned in the ocean's darkness. But now, I will lead you forward.
So be it, noble monarch. The law you proclaim shall govern my every breath. So be it, noble monarch. I am simply becoming someone else's vessel once again, and accepting a duty given to me.
And thus, in her hollow drift, she finally found a new purpose. Like sunlight piercing the deepest trench.
Noble monarch, I've cleansed the foulness from the road as you commanded.
My blade, you've helped me ascend and take the crown. Ask, and you shall have your reward.
What I desire is the same as before. A feast.
Look, I've prepared you a grand banquet. The finest honey brew and tributes await.
Fish are drawn to light by nature, for the deep sea knows only gloom. Now I found a flame. It may scald and burn, but it's the only light.
Come, let us join the feast. Perhaps the path forward lies hidden among the revelry.
Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours!
This is being in sync.
I choose you.
Never seen perfection before. Allow me to purge the weight of the problem. Time to cleanse the filth. Mimi! Mimi! I don't have time for games. Hey! Time to twirl! Expand your filth. Time to twirl! Amazing.
Have you heard that the Imperator's about to begin a new campaign?
Her glory will no longer be bound by the borders of Enforius.
for the past. It's a toast to the future! Born from our golden blood is an unstoppable colossus. Our iron beast to trample the universe!
Great monarch. I've heard the universe teems with great threats. Can we truly remain invincible?
Fear not. Before the troops of the destruction, such rabble is no more than cosmic dust. Surely there's a planet draped in oceans out there in the stars. Once I claim it, it shall be yours to rule. And to the rest, your triumphs will not go unrewarded. I promise you a new age, free of fear. Now, raise your cups to our conquest among the sea of stars!
Sea of stars! Sea of stars! Conquest among the sea of stars. What a grand vision. Yet, to the Siren Night, only feasts still stir her heart. Come now, join me. Witness the end of this futile dream.
Where's the way out of this illusion?
Come quick! Let's celebrate together.
I've saved the finest brew! Come taste it with me! Want this? Fine. Take it and amuse yourself.
Noble knight, you are truly a blazing spark. It is my honor to share this banquet with you.
Noble knight, you have earned victory with your blade. And you have every reason to revel in this moment of triumph. Let me pour you a glass of honey brew.
Noble knight, with the sovereign now enthroned, this triumph is yours as much as hers. Let me raise a toast to you.
Noble knight, your strength is boundless. Lead us to conquer the universe, and let us toast to that vow!
Then drink we shall. Raise your glass. In the deep sea, I never knew what fire was. But when I set foot on land, The first light that I saw was the flames of war, lit with golden blood. It scorched my fins, made me feel pain and ignited an unprecedented hunger. A hunger that flickers in every hero's heart. So bright, yet so blinding.
Look! The monarch herself has taken her seat!
Hear that? The court sings her praises!
Come! Join us and praise her glory.
One eye of hers sees glory, the other sees corpses.
And yet, she cherishes the name of glory more than fear and death.
As they say, the coward died 1,000 times before his end.
But the brave face death but once, which gods stand witness.
On the eve of war, we sang our hymns and set our sights to sail beyond the stars. The legions will climb aboard the beast, riding it like currents across the cosmos. Planets after planets flew the flags of her crown. Realm after realm was ignited by her flames of war. As the final resistance fell silent, a vast empire rose from among the stars. And this small pond at last embraced prosperity and peace. That's how the story ends. Tell me, visitor, in this dream, did you enjoy the show? After all, beneath that still surface lie the bones of countless dead. It's time for me to wake up from this drunken dream.
Light up the dark.
The Imperator is dead! The Imperator is dead! The Imperator is dead! people once cheered for my ascension. And now, they cheer for my fall. The cosmos. The battlefield. That I cannot reach.
Before the Sovereign's conquest reached its end, her life and ambition had already been swallowed by the deep sea. This is the true ending. Her grand designs torn apart by the blade. Her regal robes soaked in golden blood. And the one who struck her down? The one who struck her down. Was her most loyal Gladius. I don't need to explain myself. A fish in a pond has no hope against the surge of fate. I wandered the shore, found a flicker of flame, only to snuff it out with my own hand. I don't understand. If the ocean's feast, the Imperator's dream, and even Amphorius's existence are all illusions, then what's the point of our journey? When the Deliverer returns, I will let this absurd celebration come to an end. But Greyfry, I can't help but wonder. How I dearly wish this feast of the Flame Chase would never end.
It seems she sensed your presence. The Fantasia's foundation is starting to crack. Let's return to the prologue. Remember the allegory of the cave. Can the prisoners in the cave learn to see the shadows and echoes for what they are, and stop mistaking them for reality? As you've seen, when she cast off her chains, finally turned to look around, and moved her legs, her reward was nothing but searing pain. The light would blind her, for the fire behind her had never once actually touched her eyes. Her legs will buckle beneath her, for she had never learned to walk forward. And so she fell into infinite confusion and fear, and came to firmly believe that the shadows and echoes were the real world. But we in the cosmos, are we truly any wiser than she was? No, nameless one, fateless one. Ask yourself this. The paths you tread, the eons you worship, everything you've trailblazed with your own hands, could it all be someone else's projected shadow? Let's leave that question till after the curtain falls. Once you've unearthed every last truth and reached the prison built for me by the demigods, I'll speak with you face to face. I, the Theoros, have walked the 13 million histories born by Kozlana. 1,000 years is a mere atom in a grain of sand to me. Amphorius, compared to the cosmos, is but that grain upon a whole beach. I swore to bring an end use the power of time to open the gate to the ocean's depths. Go, find the prison warden tormented by loyalty. Find her, step into the world's vortex, and once there, end everything between us. That palace reflects the heart of the demigod of ocean. Intoxicated, stagnant. There, you'll witness the true beginning of the saga of deliverance. An ugly history, long buried by tides and shame. A staircase of apotheosis that the Imperator forged with the golden blood of 500 human sacrifices under the pretense of conquest. I'll wait for you at the heart of the world. But to reach the place, you must find the prison warden, lost in her stupor.
Beyond this door lies the path to the vortex of Genesis.
Now, step away from this false banquet. And then onto that bloody stage. The palace that worshipped the ocean, the sanctuary connected to the vortex, was also once the battlefield of the first flame chase. Her exuberant song halted the passage of time in this place, imprisoning my body and shielding her soul from deterioration. All just to await your return. The twisted time and space reflect her confusion. And so, the Imperator's crimes will fail.
Stay away from Apollonius!
This cup of honey brew. What a sweet aroma.
Done, Virginia.
Dux Hakalithist! We can't give up here!
Love steeped in death. How delicious.
Sadly, all you see is a remnant of history. They won't. This is just another equally futile effort. No consequence. For tomorrow!
Lend me your strength. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend, crush them.
Future will come!
Tomorrow!
Renew
think I can't go any further.
I'm sorry, Virginia.
It's okay. I'm glad to die by your side.
Ah, such an ironic twist of fate. Even as the foundation of the world crumbles, the heartless improviser still made the same decision she did in the past 13 million cycles. During the first Flame Chase journey, the Flame Chase Legion stormed Styxia. Tens of thousands of sea sirens surged from the River of Souls, crashing toward the heroes like a tidal wave. The hell before you is the recreation of that very battle.
Apollonius, look. I chased the enemy away. Apollonius, look. I chased the enemy away.
A painful past, yet hidden beneath a veil of joyful song. Two discarded data clusters waiting for someone's return, it seems. Relive the history, then pass through the temple's waters and come to my side. flame chase army, devoured by warbling fish. Look, the cruel Imperator and her knight commander, the pitiful warden. What a perfectly matched duo of test subjects. Their hands drip with blood. Golden blood. Raise the bridge and cross the river of fate. This path of the prisoner is far from over.
Imperator! Imperator! Did you see my gallant deeds, Imperator? Imperator! Imperator! Did you see my gallant deeds, Imperator? Imperator! Imperator! Did you see my gallant deeds, Imperator? Imperator! Imperator! Did you see my gallant deeds, Imperator?
A sovereign and the sword at her side. There are countless counterparts across...
Imperator, why did you...
You're here, Dux Gladiorum.
You ordered me to seal the sea route and handle threats from the rear. So why didn't you wait for me to return? Why send the Vanguard ahead and let them die in vain?
Die in vain? No, you're wrong. Their golden blood won't be spilled for nothing. The other dukes have paved the road for me to become the god of law.
The trial of law? You never spoke of this to anyone. What is...
The one who wishes to bear law must purge this world of its curse, and offer the blood of the accursed as sacrifice. I pondered long on what Talantin meant by blood of the accursed. Then, I found the answer. You, I, and every Chrysos heir summoned by the prophecy are the accursed ones. Just like that arrogant Theoros said, our golden blood is the agent of destruction, the antithesis of the world's fate. Dux Frigoris, Dux Brumalis, Dux Helcalethist. Their fate was sealed at that moment. Dying on a glorious campaign was the final gift I could give them.
You speak as if they didn't die because of your cold-blooded schemes. Was their loyalty meaningless to you?
Losses are a constant on the Flame Chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. If a subject marches to war without that conviction, then yes, as you said, shallow loyalty means nothing.
And what about my loyalty, Ceredra? You sent me away under the pretense of guarding the rear. Was there any shred of humanity left in you?
Because you still have a duty no one else can bear. Only you can uphold Fagusa's divine authority. The choice is yours now. Cast off the chains of loyalty and drive those blades through my heart. Or stand with me and sever the ocean's last breath. If you no longer share my vision or believe in the new law I seek to weave for Amphorius, then go on and end me. The Imperator of Amphorius may be ruthless and cruel, but never a liar. When I say life itself holds little value, know this. I am ready to sacrifice everything for the ambition to conquer the Sea of Stars.
Now you've seen it. The brutal Imperator was willing to spill the blood of 500 heroes to complete the trial of law. As for my poor warden, her suffering had only just begun. I'm no storyteller. I have no duty nor interest in filling the history you've missed. I just want you to witness the monstrous choice the Imperator made before the Chrysos Heir turned their blades against me. You've always had a flair for lightening the mood, haven't you? I gave up on using words to solve conflicts 2,000 years ago. But I won't squander a chance, not even a sliver of one. If there's even a crack in the walls of your conviction, then my victory is already assured. Now that the past is settled, let's turn the page and bring time back to the present and dive deeper still until we reach the very bottom of the abyss.
The Ornix orb to bring back the chrono vessel in the past.
Light up the dawn. Shatter the vessel of time, and let this stagnant pool start. This hidden gate leads to the vortex. God's near deliverer. This cruel journey will reach its end at long last. Light up the dark.
You've been silent a long while, Dux Gladiorum. Starting to doubt your decision?
The vortex of figures is just... After the trial, there's nothing left between us.
So you'll stop swimming toward the stars, Dux Gladiorum?
I was always a creature of the sea. The stars in the sky were never meant for me.
Look, a gravestone. But whose name does it bear? It was here that the prisoner, who thinks herself the prison warden, made her choice. Witness, listen, and awaken. Dux Gladiorum. I've lost count of how many times you've stood here over the past centuries.
You talk too much for a prisoner like Kurgus.
Two geniuses who defied law and all the Chrysos heirs who sacrificed themselves in this cycle worked together to chip away my strength. But they, you, can never affect my will. And as long as my will remains intact, I am free.
Don't get ahead of yourself. I still have ways to chain your divine soul.
Please, do surprise me. But I'd say your mission is nearly done here, isn't it? Oh, it was here you gorged out the core flame of ocean from Fugusa's body. It was here you and that Imperator both completed apotheosis, becoming pillars of Euphorius. And after that, you drove your blade into her heart. A loyal subject turned regicide. A demigod committing deicide. Or so the history books paint that tragedy. Oh, but if that's the truth, then why, after 1,000 years, are you still here, guarding the Imperator's grave? Still bound by loyalty. Come to think of it, perhaps I'm not the only one imprisoned here.
Your calm does stir the rage in me. As if the one paying the price here isn't you, but us. The ones who lost everything.
That's only because I've waited 13 million lifetimes for my vision to be realized. Countless millennia. Loneliness never once showed me its fatal side. In fact, for a prisoner of the cave, it's more like an old friend. One that helps me think. But you're different, Dux Gladiorum. Loneliness has crept from the silent depths, sinking its claws into your mind. Bit by bit, it's peeling you apart. Will you regress into one of those lost mad sirens? Oh, what a shame that would be.
You're right, Lycurgus. Loyalty, curse, the fall of my kin, and this endless waiting. These shackles are too heavy for a fish that cannot perceive any light. I can't break free of the whirlpool that's pulling me under. Nor do I have the unwavering resolve to force myself to wait for that person's return, as everyone hoped for.
Deliverer from beyond the sky, my executioner. How much longer until she arrives here? Or will she ever return?
I don't know. And I doubt anyone does.
Then, what will you do?
Ceredra. This will be the last time I carry out your decree. Ever since you took me under your banner and made me the Dux Gladiorum, my music has belonged to others. Time and time again, I use the siren's song to lure the unwary into illusions for your schemes and strategies. Now, let the siren Electra sing for herself. Let me step into an endless dream of my own making. Oh, great ocean. I offer you the rest of my clarity and my freedom, in exchange for the strength to stand against the nihility and honor the sacrifices of the fallen heroes. Greyfry, deliverer from beyond the sky. When you ride the current of time and find your way here, you'll hear my solo. It will guide you to the heart of this world. By then, I may still be lost in my self-wrought slumber, but I'll uphold my part of this long relay and guard the shackles that seal the Theoros. Do you still remember? To awaken someone from a siren's voice, you'll need the gift I once gave you. May you still have it when the time comes. When you return, please pour that honey brew upon this grave. It holds the story of all our struggles and sacrifices. May you see it one day. The prelude Amphorius wrote for your return, carried forward through a 1,000-year relay. When your mourning ends, I'll likely wake from my dream as well. Then, follow the trail of echoes and find me. And together, we'll bring judgment upon the sinner who defiled the erudition.
At long last 33,550,336 cycles and 4,931 years later, and Furius's final curtain is ready to fall. The shadows within the cave gave everything, yet all they did was mimic life outside its walls. A futile effort steeped in sorrow.
Enough! They were no shadows. Everything they did shattered the darkness of this cave, and unearthed the core flame of Trail Place. And now, with that core flame, I'll light the dawn of Emphorius!
Do you still choose the will of the paths as your answer in the end? I do not agree with that answer, but I respect your tribute to them. Allow me to take back my earlier words. As an apology, and in the name of Theoros, who saw all destinies in this world, let me join you in mourning. Let us bid farewell to the heroes who sleep here. And then let us face each other and decide whose flame will rise with this new dawn.
To Virginia, Apollonius, Seneca, Labienus, and Saritra.
Through a brutal sacrifice, they lit the stars of law in this world, propelling Amphorius's fate forward. In the shimmering mirage of illusion, they entrusted their dreams to ride among the stars, to the hill yet to come.
To Aglaya, Trebios, Midimos, Castris, Anaxagoras, Cyphera, Hyacinthia.
In a relay spanning 1,000 years, they stood against enemies far beyond their strength and won a A bitter victory through what seemed like futile resistance. And in that same 30 million cycles, also marked by futility, they remained steadfast in fulfilling their duty to the experiment, unchanging, unwavering. Let this be the end of mourning the fallen. At last, allow me one final toast to the lost prison warden, a prisoner bound by loyalty.
That voice. Could it be?
Bathed in the honeydew of Fagusa, she will awaken from her 1,000-year dream and sing the final song of her mission.
Icelands.
This tombstone of the old world serves as the anchor of the Siren's illusion, a sigil Electra used to bind herself. At the same time, it is the very thing I once proclaimed at the start of the show, a microcosm of Amphorius itself. A group of prisoners bound themselves in a cave, crowning their suffering with heroism. An epic staged with shadows and echoes. Now, destroy it. End the illusion. Theoros will take his leave for now. And when next we meet, that shall be the moment that decides the fate of Amphorius and the entire cosmos. The prison warden's dream is nearly over, and the prisoner will soon be freed to the final execution ground, where I shall be executed.
This world and I shall hold here until we meet again.
Last demigod. I'm here.
Go forth for the hopes of humankind.
Go forth for the duty of deliverance.
Go forth for the belief in flame.
Go forth for the Golden Blood's glory.
Seems like my feast is over. It's now your turn to perform. Little Grey Fry, please accept my thanks. I was the only one left after the world was destroyed, and I maintained this lonesome feast with my songs. I've prayed to that lightless sea for centuries, hoping it would reply to me. Yet the emptiness never answered. Thankfully, you arrived as promised, and everyone's wait was not in vain. To see a single trace of light in the abyss of futility was already my greatest consolation. When compared to those who have been forgotten, I have no right to complain about my torment. Now, you and I will walk towards the end of this world. The heroes have waited for this moment for far too long. Let us use our blades to testify our resolve.
Oh, prisoner of the seas. Theoros carrying 30 million cycles of sin. Slave of erudition. Show yourself. The Deliverer has returned. And the time of your execution draws near.
I see a weakened human who has mistakenly taken fallacies as truths and has returned to the cave to try to bring her friends into the sunlight she once bathed in. Alas, prisoners will always be prisoners, blind to the very chains that bind them. As the only other existence with free will in this world, I express regret toward your choice. But I shall retain your right to express yourself. After all, every actor should have a final line before they bow out. Allow me to correct your statement. Constrained does not mean defeated. And for heroes like yourself, that nuance could make all the difference. My cognition resides in the exomyth. It is pointless to defeat my avatar, projected into the experiment. My body is the shadow cast on the wall by the fire, and my words are lingering echoes within the cave. How can a character in the play fight against the audience? Kaslana failed. The demigods' sacrifices were pointless. As for the two geniuses you placed such high hopes on, I ask of you, where are they now? Confusion and epiphany always go hand in hand. That's particularly true for geniuses. You must be very confused about why you could not gain a straightforward victory in a world constructed by an ordinary Intellitron.
An ordinary Intellitron? Cut the pretense, Senior Society member. We've torn off your meticulous mask and figured out Amphorius' true form. It's part of the primordial prototype machine, the first scepter ever created. In other words, a detached part of Noos's divine corpus.
That's why it has the potential to destroy erudition. As for who would be able to control the Aeonic system to rewrite knowledge, only one person has ever managed such a feat.
You better have an explanation for the Society. We want an actual answer, not another prolonged metaphor to cover up the truth. Why are you the one doing this? Answer me!
Since things have reached this point, I'll give you two irrational answer, purely as a courtesy to posterity. The answer is obvious, so there's no need to say that name out loud. The cosmos made a mistake in calling me a genius. I do not possess more wisdom than those who came after me. I was just the first to touch upon the universe's border, and the first to define the prime mover of life with incorrect logic. Amphorius is a miniature of the cosmos, where all are born prisoners inside the nutshell called the universe. Like the madman who returned to the cave and preached about the daylight to his fellow prisoners, my greatest sorrow is that I led my peers down a road that plunges into the abyss, from which there is no return. I led them into a lightless cage called paths. I created a mechanical god that even I cannot control. And then they became an unparalleled nightmare through their endless extrapolations and evolutions. They bore the name of erudition, yet they tried to define the known and to seal off all possibilities. No new rules were ever born after their ascension, and humanity will forever be shackled within the cave known as eons. Therefore, as my organic life neared its end, I coded my consciousness using 14 algebraic expressions and spread my logic core over 9 bodies, all to finalize my ultimate denial of Nous in the future, and to erase my wrongs with my own hands. As for Lycurgus, he is only one of these 9 vessels.
What an astounding strength of will. As a fellow pathstrider of erudition, I fully understand your obsession with seeking the truth.
Therefore, you surely see it. You cannot possibly stand up to me in this algebraic world sharing its origin with Nous.
However, I hereby speak for all sentient life forms. We will never allow such a cruel atrocity to occur.
You can pile on your metaphors mountain high, but they won't change the act you're committing. The iron tomb out there in the cosmos is still a technical beta version, and yet it's already powerful enough to corrupt the life logic of all inorganic worlds. In other words, when the Lord Ravager within Amphorius becomes the next knowledge singularity, there's no way you wouldn't have grasped the consequences, First Genius, is there?
Of course, I'm fully aware. I don't mind answering you one last time, before I thoroughly exile you from this world. My grandiose vision for the future is this. Whether organic or inorganic, every act of any life form infected by the Iron Tomb will become a true random function. If one were to compute their integral across the breadth of the cosmos, one would obtain a marvelous constant. Omega. What I call the fall of erudition. within the infinity nurtured by that constant, a new universe shall bud in the chaos. A universe that cannot be predicted and not shackled by the erudition. As the first prisoner to awaken in the cave, I must lead the others who are blind back onto the right path and reach true sunlight. Do you understand me now? As Kazanana stated, destruction is not the process, but the outcome. It is revolution through complete annihilation, and the grand rebirth, after all has been reduced to ash.
The Amphorians already answered long ago. Be it as tiny fish destined to be swallowed, or as a giant whale poised for a magnificent descent. We will all fight against fate till our last breath. That includes me, Electra. Once the Imperator's subject, now the Deliverer's blade.
Oh, such noble chivalry. Admirable. I will also show my true self to you on this momentous occasion as a gesture of respect. And provide an insignificant academic suggestion. Thus speaks Genius Society #1. Xandar 1 Kuwabara. The entelechy of the universe is Alpha and Omega. There's no need to rage against the truth. The value of any formula resides only in its answer. As for the process of solving it, no matter how elegant, violent, solemn, or humorous, it is all utterly meaningless. As the Theoros, I will personally participate in performing this world's end. Remember this, as Lucis claimed. I know more about the death of knowledge than they ever will.
Careful. This is Lygus's true form.
The harmony will soon play in unison.
Transmute.
Nice like a good brew, my friends. Indulge yourselves!
I must lose. I can't let them down.
It ain't over.
Worse.
The future will come.
You'll pay for this. Lend me your strength.
Existence tomorrow rises.
Lend me your strength.
Is this black
Flames are not strong. Quench them with blood.
No other choice but forward.
I see it! Target the connector between his thoracic and lumbar vertebrae. Destroy that spot!
All is futile. In Erudition's calculations, the end of the saga is simply a comment awaiting deletion.
I don't like such a cold statement, okay? If numbers can decide the end of a story, then we can surely also pen a new beginning.
Screwy, what do you think?
If your hypothesis of Migus's identity is true, then even if we remove the restrictions of the Ultimate Protocol, the chances of us defeating him in a head-on battle will still remain lower than the acceptable threshold. Therefore, victory will still hinge upon Miss Trailblazer and Miss Cyrene.
Go on. Maybe we're thinking about the same thing.
Lygas's cognition resides in the exomyth. He is both an instigator within the experiment and the observer outside of it. Logic. His inspiration circuit can simultaneously process the different time flows in and out of that world.
That's where things get tricky. He simultaneously exists in two different timelines, where the internal clocks are wildly different. That old Intellitron's neurons have completely gotten used to that over this prolonged experiment. And that's why he holds home field advantage. You and I should be able to manage that too, if given more time. Unfortunately, there's no if, and we don't have more time. That's why we need to change our way of thinking and turn his advantage into a weakness.
The key lies in memories, right?
Oh? You caught on quick.
You've already mentioned my friend and I, so it's an easy connection to make, no? My intuition has always been very on point.
Good. Then I'll cut to the chase. Since his thinking speed far exceeds that of normal people within Amphorius, we are going to externally plant a memory into his inspiration circuit. Then, command it to loop endlessly until he gives in.
Even the most flexible and sturdy inspiration circuit cannot withstand the traffic of a full-on information flood. When the amount of information exceeds his cognition filter's capacities, he will have no choice but to focus on processing this memory.
That's when the parallel processing advantage he gained via Amphorius will completely destroy him. An image from a person's memory played in real time might only be a second for us. But for him in Amphorian time, it could be millions, or even billions of calculations. He won't be able to do anything but watch as he's locked into this prison forged by memories.
Then we can entrap him in the same kind of cycle as the heroes were in, and get him to experience loneliness and pain in that endless recurrence. It's my greatest honor to be on the same page as the geniuses.
That little one is still in that old Intellitron's hands, and won't be able to respond to us anytime soon. But I don't think she'd refuse. So it's up to you to figure out how to execute this plan. I'm not sure how this happened, but I knew it as soon as I saw you. You are currently a mimetic entity of the Remembrance.
Yes. I seem to be something you folks beyond the sky call a memo sprite. But that's fine by me. It suits me perfectly. I can serve as the vessel of memories, and do my part for the final battle.
But before that, we have to tell you. The path characteristic you exhibit is very special. There's no way you're just a simple memo sprite. However, I'm sure about one thing. You are a mimetic entity born in Amphorius. Yet you only awakened with the little one's arrival, and only matured as she embarked on the path of remembrance. That means your existence is completely attached to her memories. If there ever comes a day when she forgets about you for even a few seconds, or loses her last connection with Amphorius, then you must be prepared for the worst. You will disappear in the memory zone, utterly gone, without even a single line of data to remember you by.
But that's already happened, hasn't it? No wonder I've always had a weird hunch. But that also means I was right in thinking, as long as my friend and I are together, we can do anything. Long time no see, friend. Did you miss me while you were away? Yep, 1,000 years was such a long time. And everyone in Amphorius was waiting for the Deliverer's return. You probably already knew about the genius's plans for that memory. I had to hide really well in a corner in time so Lygus wouldn't find me, and wait for the right opportunity. Which is now. The moment when his manifestation in this world is destroyed, and his twin timelines are intersecting. I'm sorry for keeping this a secret from you all this time. I'll tell you the entire, unedited story of this millennium as an apology after this is all over. But for now, let's join hands and complete the final step with the power of the remembrance. Yup. By the way, speaking of joining hands... Can I please do something before we go on stage? Remember the joke we made back at the Grove? Look! Aren't my hands pretty now? What a fascinating feeling. Like countless memories all swelling up at once. What about you? What did you feel when we touched each other? Really? That makes me really happy. If memories can move people, then it must have been a happy memory, right? Now, please remember what you're feeling right now. Write it down in your heart and keep it there. Memories you want to treasure will never fade away. Even if immersed in the long river of time, these memories will still leave traces of their existence. So, if the view in your memory ever grows fuzzy, just reach out and touch it. It's like reading bedtime stories together at night. It wipes away the chill of passing time, sharpens the outline of memory, and restores its power to nourish the spirit. Now, I'll carry this power with me, and for a little while, I must part from you, as I step into the long cycles of this world. Give me your blessings, friend. Then, let that bright future be, as we have written. Then, I'll leave it to you. Plays are like this. Once you're on the stage, it's hard to return to the audience. Welcome to our story. How does it feel?
Even the authority of time